Good morning, boys and girls. Today's story by Steve Herman is Dragon and the Bully. We want to be prepared for when we do finally get to go back to school of what to do if we see bullying happening, if we are experiencing bullying happening. So let's see what Diggory does and the lessons he learns. This is volume 5 in the My Dragon Book series. Once upon a time, there lived a little boy named Drew, who had himself a dragon by the name of Diggory. When you have a pet that burns stuff, that's not very cool. So Drew enrolled his dragon in a special kind of school. Diggory learned to fly and keep his scales all shiny bright, and to get along with others and try hard not to bite. He learned to snap his tail and make his face look very scary, and never ever shoot a flame unless it's necessary. When it came to learning lessons, Diggory was number 1. Yet, despite success, we must confess, he wasn't having fun. There was a dinosaur by the name of Stinky Steve, who bullied Diggory and did some things you won't believe. Stinky Steve would cut in line and would not wait his turn. He often talked in class and made it difficult to learn. He always laughed at Diggory, which wasn't very nice. He poked him with a pencil and had tripped him once or twice. Stinky stomped on Diggory's tail, then he kicked him in the knee. When Diggory began to cry, Stinky howled with glee. One day, Stinky set the teacher's desk on fire, then blamed the deed on Diggory. Stinky was a liar. And Diggory decided that he'd had enough of that. Stinky was a meanie head. Stinky was a brat. Diggory had his feelings hurt. Diggory was sad. Diggory felt disgusted, and Diggory was mad. Diggory went home and had a little talk with Drew. Diggory told his friend what he thought he ought to do. First thing in the morning, I'll punch Stinky in the nose. Then I'll pull his hair. Then I'll stomp on Stinky's toes. I'll burn up Stinky's homework until it's a pile of ash. Then I'll steal Stinky's lunchbox and I'll throw it in the trash. Stinky Steve's a bully. He's the worst I've ever met. I'll teach Stinky Steve a lesson. You can bet he won't forget. Drew thought a while and then replied, I know that it's been tough. And when it comes to Stinky Steve, I'm sure you've had enough. May I suggest to do what's best? I think that you will find you get more satisfaction when you respond by being kind. You are a happy dragon, but Stinky Steve is not. Perhaps it makes him sad that he lacks the things you've got. It may be that he's jealous and he thinks that it's not fair, that he doesn't have a friend like me to give him loving care. If this is true, said Diggory-Doo, I guess I must agree. I should be nice to Stinky Steve, although he's mean to me. I'd rather punch him in the face, I really can't deny it, but when I get the chance, I suppose that I can try it. The next day at school, there was Stinky Steve, but Diggory-Doo saw something else that he could not believe. Stinky Steve was crying, for he fell and skinned his knee, and Diggory-Doo remembered that kindness was the key. Although he could have laughed at him or kicked him while he's down, Diggory-Doo decided to lift Stinky off the ground. He dusted off the dirt and wiped Stinky's tears away. Then Diggory-Doo asked Stinky Steve if he would like to play. Stinky Steve could not believe it. He was so surprised. Then Stinky Steve shocked Diggory-Doo when he apologized. Diggory-Doo and Stinky Steve had finally made amends, and now they have become the best of friends. So if you know a bully and you don't know what to do, a little kindness just might work. Just ask Diggory-Doo. Great lessons to hear about Diggory and his bully Stinky Steve. I hope you guys enjoyed this story, and we'll see you soon.